This is Gus Burns with MLive, and I am here with Robin Schneider of the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Gus.
Good to hear. And I guess to start off, if you could just talk to me a little bit about your association. How many members do you have, and what are the benefits of being a member of that?
Sure. So we are the state's largest cannabis trade association with a little over 300 members now. So still growing, and we are looking forward to, getting back to some of our events, hopefully this year. We've got our summer annual coming up in the fall. And other than that, we work to make sure that our members are fairly represented. As far as lobbying, we are a lobbying entity as well. And then, we're also working to make sure that our members have all the resources that they need as they're growing and scaling their businesses.
All right. And being that you work with a wide variety of different types of businesses in the industry, what are some of the highlights of what you think is going to be coming to the industry this year?
So this year, we just got our first micro business member this year, Luann in Decatur, Michigan at Sun Provisioning Center. So we're very excited about that. And other than that, we're looking forward to some of our members are going to be opening social consumption lounges this year. For example, the Kalkushka Lounge up in Kalkaska is something that we are very excited to go for their grand opening here, hopefully this summer, as things are starting to get back to normal. And then the social consumption events as well. We've got a member putting on the state's first social consumption event. That's Pinnacle Emporium down near Morenci that is putting that event on. And I believe that event is the state's first one. So we've got a lot of excitement going on as the weather is breaking and things are starting to get back to normal in our state. The other big thing we've got coming up is a number of our members are going to be releasing licensed beverages, and some of them are like fancy champagnes and wines, and I'm pretty excited about trying out those products.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't seen many of them on the shelves yet in the stores I've been to, but I understand they are coming to the market. Going back to the new businesses you're talking about that really haven't been out there yet, like what can you expect when you walk into a micro business? What can we expect if we go to a consumption lounge and an event? Like, what are these going to look like?
So the micro business, they're limited in how many products they can provide. They're more of a small boutique, craft grow, I would say. And so there's going to be, maybe a few strains of flower and, gummies and maybe some cartridges, but they're not going to have, every brand out there because they're a craft grower and a craft processor, and they're doing it all under one roof. So they're really limited in their capacity as far as variety. So you're going to see a little less variety, but the quality might be a little bit better because they've really put it all into producing those products. As far as the social consumption lounges go, I'm hearing of some cool, like maybe theater combination things coming up. I think there's going to need to be some innovation there as far as how to make those models profitable. But I view it as kind of like going to the bar, except for you're going to socialize and use cannabis instead. Over time, we're hopeful that those consumption lounges will be able to have, fresh prepared food as well, but the state just isn't quite there yet, regulatory wise.
All right, and what about events? Will people be able to openly smoke at those if they're adults?
Yes. And it'll be completely legal, yes.
Okay, that was one thing I was unclear on. And I guess moving forward, the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association has entered into a public-private partnership with the city of Detroit. Can you talk more about that initiative and what role the association is playing?
Sure. So we're very excited about that initiative. The city of Detroit has a Detroit Legacy Program, which is their social equity program for their adult use licensing program there. And, we're very committed to making sure and helping that the city has all the tools they need to move forward with adult use sales. And, when we were approached with the need for startup capital for some of these new business owners, we decided to partner with the city and open the Detroit Homegrown Fund. And that is a philanthropic fund that is, we essentially, our members are putting large amounts of money into this fund. And the goal is to, get to several $million. And we're well on our way there, to give zero interest loans and some grants to Detroiters who are entering the cannabis market who need some help, getting that startup capital going.
I'm
I'm really
happy.
excited about that because, sometimes people say, they want to raise our taxes and things like that. And one of the things I've seen about our industry is that when given the opportunity to voluntarily contribute to a good cause, they'll do it all on their own. And we can really, as an industry, we can take the initiative to do those, projects to help cities out ourselves without being forced to do that. One more great example of that, which we call community reinvestment, is our project that we're doing in Kalkaska right now, which is our members in Kalkaska, helping them, essentially we serve as the fiduciary for that program, but we're building a park. And it's going to be a accessible park, for everybody there that needs it in the community. And that's something that, we're excited to be working on because it's really important for business owners to maintain their good relationships in the community, and therefore they must reinvest in where they're making their money.
And I guess finally, I don't know what the pace is of the growth of the industry of late. I mean, are you seeing, I would feel like you would get kind of an idea of that with your new members coming aboard as they come into the industry. Does it seem like the number of companies is growing at a pace that's faster, slower, equal to the past? And then in general, what's your advice for new companies that are getting into the industry now?
Sure. So I think that I would say we're seeing a steady stream. We're seeing some slowdowns in build outs because of the price of building material has gone through the roof. And so, we have seen some slowdowns, but I don't know. It seems to me like, I just met with a new company this morning and it was wonderful. So I'm constantly meeting new people. I think that the licensing, has been steady. I think we've seen an uptick in license applications due to, Detroit is going to be coming on board soon. So we've seen an uptick there. And I think that we will see new businesses in that region, especially, and as new municipalities are opting in. So I think we're going to see a continuation of the growth. And I guess my advice for new business owners is what I said earlier: your brand's reputation is everything. Work hard, protect your brand. Don't do anything too controversial or mean, and you'll be all right. And, brand yourself as the good guys, right? That's, people want to purchase products from people that they like. Okay. And so the other thing I would say is the importance of compliance. As people are growing and scaling their businesses, there's a lot of rules and regulations to navigate. And so you have to have somebody on your team who is able to make sure that all of your operations are in compliance with state laws and state rules. Otherwise, you're going to end up with fines later and penalties, and you're going to end up on a list on the state website. And, so compliance is really important, and that's really a full-time job in itself. And so making sure that you have somebody, in charge of keeping your company compliant, not just your financials, but metric and everything else is really going to be important.
All right. Well, great information. I appreciate you taking so much time to share all your insight about the industry. So have a good day, and thank you for being here.
All right. Thanks, Gus.